Hello friends, hope you are fine. Today the podcast is about the placement of Ketu in 7th house and what will be the result when what will be the results of Ketu in 7th house in case of Aries ascendant. Let us begin with the Aries and end with the Pisces. Now, so far as Aries ascendant is concerned, Mars should be strong enough, and Mars is a functional benefic planet for the ascendant Aries ascendant. And so far as seventh lord is concerned, it's Venus, and it should be strong. Venus should be strong. Now there are two versions, I can say. One is that one case in which Ketu afflicts its house of placement and the house's aspects, and other case is the when Ketu does not give any affliction in the chart. It does not afflict its house of placement. Now when it afflicts its house of placement, it becomes a cause of concern for the native. In case it afflicts its house of placement, what will be the results? There will be marital issues, there will be separation from the life partner. Life partner will not remain with you, isn't it? You will face separation from life partner, although in fact any partnership won't be successful at all in case Ketu gives affliction in the 7th house. So there will be issues with respect to the foreign settlement as well, and the person will be quite introvert, isn't it? So so far as medical grounds are concerned, the native will face urine infection as well in case Venus is utterly weak in the chart, and there will be spinal issues also if Sun is weak in the chart. So these are the main effects that one has to face from the affliction of Ketu in the 7th house. Secondly, the native won't be able to fulfill the desires. The native won't be able to fulfill the desires. He will have issues with the friends. He will have issues with the elder siblings. He will have issues with the source of income as well. So thirdly, the native will be introvert, highly introvert. He will be mentally disturbed, and he will lose things, isn't it? Nothing will come to him, and he will face detachment from the people rather. And fourthly, there will be financial losses. How? The ventures, there will be wasteful ventures. The native will start indulging in setting up business ventures, but that will be wasteful. As a result, it will lead to financial losses of the native. Now these are the cases, these are the results when Ketu gives affliction in the chart. And if so far as marital issue is concerned, it's one of the main issue that is faced with this placement of Ketu in the 7th house, that a person, whether a female or a male, remains in separation, neither not able to maintain the relationship with the life partner. Now in case of male ascendant chart, if Venus is utterly strong in the chart, and if the lagna is extremely strong, then the marital life will be smooth despite the affliction of Ketu, isn't it? This is the main point from this perspective. And in case of female ascendant chart, uh, if if Jupiter is utterly strong in the chart, and Lagna is also strong in the chart, the marital life will be smooth despite the affliction of Ketu to the 7th house. Although the issues will be there, tussle between the two, that will be there, but it won't result in separation, isn't it? So under these conditions, a balance in the marital relationship can be maintained if Jupiter in case of female and Venus in case of male Aries ascendant are strong respectively. And in case Saturn is also strong, there will be no issues with respect to income, with respect to elder siblings, with respect to with respect to these friends and all that. And the native will also face issues with respect to younger siblings in case Mars is weak, isn't it? If Mercury is also weak. So these are the main issues that need to be taken into consideration, main points while looking at Ketu in the 7th house. Now what are the remedies? We can't remove Ketu from 7th house. What we can do, we can remove the malefic influence of Ketu, and that is possible with the remedies, the consistent remedies. And it depends whether the affliction is more than 50%, affliction of Ketu is more than 50% or less than that. In case it's more than 50% affliction that Ketu is giving, it's more than 50%, it becomes a cause of concern for the native. And in cases where it is, 75% affliction is there, 90% affliction is there, it becomes a cause of concern. Never ever a person is able to maintain the relationship with the partner. The marital life is completely disturbed. The native is unable to, understand what happens and what is happening, neither in the business partnership, neither in the love life, whether in the neither in the marital life. All remain disturbed. So these are the main results that Ketu gives in case it afflicts its house of placement in the seventh house. In case most of the natives, they are guided by they are recommended by the so-called astrologers that you should put cat's eye in the little finger or in the index finger or sometimes the middle finger, because Ketu is Yogarak, isn't it? But that won't happen. So far as this approach is concerned, it is a practical approach to Vedic astrology, that in case Ketu is giving affliction to the seventh house and you are wearing cat's eye, you will face complete separation from the life partner. Complete separation. In case it does not afflict, there will be no issues. But in case it does not afflict the seventh house or its house of placement, and you are using cat's eye, it may lead to marital issues during the antardasha, during its antardasha, or during the antardasha of Ketu. But if it gives affliction in the chart, it happens because the impact is long lived. In case affliction is there, in case no affliction is there, the effect is not long lived. So these are the main points that should be taken into consideration while dealing with Ketu in the seventh house. Now let us move to the Taurus ascendant. The Taurus ascendant native, it's one of the charts, one of the natives faces disturbances and is subject to transit afflictions. The health of Taurians remained unstable. They face strange health issues and strange instabilities in life, especially when the major planets are weak, which have to be strong, but they are weak by birth. And the influence of malefic planets in the chart plays an important role in the disturbances of such natives. Now Mars is malefic planet in this chart, so Ketu will create more problem in case of Taurus ascendant. So there are two cases. One case is if Ketu gives affliction in the chart, it afflicts its house of placement, and if whether it afflicts its house of placement, whether it does not afflict its house of placement. In case it afflicts its house of placement, what will it do? It will cause issues in marital life, isn't it? There will be instability in marriage. One will feel, one will face separation from life partner. One will not be able to succeed in partnerships, for example business partnership or partnership of any type. One won't be able to settle abroad, especially when the ninth house lord and 12th house lord are also weak, or there is affliction to ninth house and 12th house as well. So under such cases, these are at the first instance, this is the issue. These are the issues which are caused by Ketu in the seventh house when Ketu afflicts its house of placement. Secondly, the native is unable to fulfill fulfill his desires. Little desires can't be fulfilled. There are issues with respect to income. There are issues with respect to elder siblings. There are issues with respect to friend circle as well, with respect to income or source of income as well. So these are the effects of Ketu when it's placed in the seventh house. At the third instance, thirdly, what it does, it makes the person introvert. He remains mentally disturbed. He remains introvert, feels mental disturbances, isn't it? And finds himself detached from the people. Although he wants to talk to people, but people don't talk to him. And it leads to issues with younger siblings as well. And especially when moon is utterly weak in the chart, and there are financial losses because the ventures result in waste, isn't it? There are wasteful ventures that an individual indulges in, and it results in waste, especially when moon is utterly weak in the chart. Now in the light of these results, it's all that when Ketu gives affliction in the chart, these are the results, these are the issues that one has to face as a Taurian ascendant, as a Taurus ascendant. Now if it's a Taurus ascendant, is a male native in and Venus is utterly strong in the chart, then there will be smooth marital life, isn't it? Now in case of female Taurus ascendant chart, if Jupiter is utterly strong in the chart, then marital life will go smooth, although there will be tussle, there will be disturbances, little disturbances in the marital life, but despite the affliction of Ketu, there will be smoothness in the marriage if Jupiter is strong in case of female ascendant Taurus native. So these are the major things that one has to take into consideration. And while afflicting 7th house, there will be issues in the spinal cord if Sun is weak, issues in the urinary system if Venus is weak, and there will be urinary infections as well. So these are the main issues that one has to face, and there will be issues in the left arm as well, there will be issues in the shoulders as well, isn't it? These are the aspects, on medical grounds, these will be the effects. In case Ketu does not afflict its house of placement, it won't do anything. It won't do anything during Antardasha of Ketu. A person may see a neutrality. There will neither be benefit, neither loss, isn't it? It will remain neutral. But if affliction is there during the Antardasha of Ketu, these things will happen. Now, what is the remedy? You can't remove Ketu from your 7th house. What you can do, you can remove the malefic influence of Ketu, and that is possible with the remedies of Ketu. And this is what comprises the scope of astrology, isn't it? This is what astrology is for, isn't it? So these are the major things, major points that one has to take into consideration while dealing with Ketu in 7th house in case of Taurus ascendant. Now let us move to Gemini. For Geminians, Ketu is considered to be the most malefic planet. As I said, that Ketu can't be a planet of benefic nature. It's a planet of general malefic nature. So don't expect to get something new from it, something more from it, isn't it? A blind planet without head, a headless planet, neither able to listen, neither able to see, neither able to talk, isn't it? So these are the karakas of Ketu, a blind planet. It can do anything you won't accept, you don't expect. It can do whatever you have not expected, isn't it? It can go beyond that because headless entity it is. So Ketu has two cases. One is when it afflicts its house of placement, and other is one when it does not afflict its house of placement. So these are the two cases. Now in case of this Gemini ascendant, Ketu is considered to be most malefic planet. So it creates mess in the chart of Geminis in case of Gemini ascendant. So in case Ketu gives affliction to the 7th house, it will lead to issues in marital life. One may face separation from a life partner, and one won't be able to succeed in the general partnerships, in business partnerships. There will be also issues in the foreign settlement as well if 9th house lord and 12th house lord are weak, or either there are afflictions to 9th house or 12th house. But if Jupiter is utterly strong in the chart, the marital life will be smooth. Also in case of male, Venus should also be strong apart from Jupiter, so that the marital life goes smooth despite the affliction of Ketu to the 7th house. And so far as gains are concerned, so far as income, there will be issues with respect to income and gains. There will be issues with respect to friends and elder siblings. There will be issues with respect to desires and wishes, isn't it? One won't be able to, and there will be issues with respect to left arm, especially when Mercury is weak in the chart. So thirdly, it makes an native this introvert. The introversion increases in such a way that one is unable to understand why this person remains silent. He does not speak out, isn't it? So it makes person introvert, extremely introvert, and person feels and faces rather detachment from the common people. He tries to talk to other people, but people avoid him, isn't it? People dislike him without any reason. So this is the effect at the third instance. At the fourth instance, one faces loss of money. There's a financial loss because ventures are wasteful. One faces wasteful ventures, he indulges in setting up business ventures, but they result in waste. As a result, one faces financial issues, especially when sun is utterly weak in the chart, and there are also issues with the younger siblings as when Mars is also weak in the chart. Now, the issues with gains and desires won't be there. There will be no issue if Mars is utterly strong in the chart. There will not be such an issue. So, in order to conclude, in order to safeguard from the impact of Ketu, Mercury should be strong, Sun should be utterly strong, Mars should be utterly strong, and Jupiter should be utterly strong in case of Gemini ascendant. If it is not so, these things have to be there. What you can do, you can't remove Ketu from 7th house, but you can do remedy for Ketu in order to remove its malefic influence. And the remedy should be regular and consistent. It should be a part of your life, isn't it? As we eat food on daily basis, we have to do remedies on daily basis. Remedies are simple to go with. So there are such stepwise processes there to move on and reap the benefits and remove the influence of Ketu from your chart. So this is the way to go with this. Now let us move to Cancer ascendant chart. In case of Cancer ascendant chart, Mars is a benefic planet. It means that it won't create such deadly problems as is case in case of Gemini ascendant. So Ketu, if afflicts its house of placement, it creates problems. Now what will it do? It causes problems in marital life, isn't it? The person faces separation from life partner, and the person is unable to manage partnerships of any nature, isn't it? As I said, that Ketu is a planet of malefic nature. Don't expect to get anything positive out of it, isn't it? It will not give positive thing to anyone. Now if one is also unable to settle in foreign land, especially when 9th house lord and 12th house lords are weak, or there is affliction to 9th house or 10th 12th house as well. Under such circumstances, what happens that one faces issues in marital life, issues in partnership, issues in communicating with other people as well, and there are issues in urination also. The urine infection and urinary tract parts of the body, they get disturbed. There are also issues in the spinal cord, especially when sun is weak. There are issues in the lumbar region as well, when especially Venus is weak in the chart. And at the second instance, it leads to loss of desires. One is unable to fulfill the basic desires and wishes. One faces issues with respect to elder siblings. One faces issues with respect to friends, with respect to source of income, and with respect to gains. So these are the effects at the second instance. At the third instance, it makes a native introvert, and a person faces detachment from the people dislike such a native, isn't it? Out of nothing, the person is unable to understand what is happening, that people are not talking to him, and this and that. But it does happen that one faces detachment from the people, and it also results in financial losses because there are ventures which result in waste. They are wasteful ventures. It's because of Ketu. But if Mercury is utterly strong in the chart, the ventures may not result in waste, isn't it, to such an extent, despite the affliction of Ketu. But losses will be there. Definitely losses will be there. But the strength of Mercury safeguards it. It acts as a protective cover. One is not able to fall in debts when Mercury is strong in the chart of Cancer ascendant. Now what is the remedy? See, you can't remove Ketu from 7th house. What you can do, you can remove the malefic influence of Ketu, and that is possible with the consistent and regular remedies. A remedy should be part of life, and this is what comprises the scope of astrology. It's not like that you are wearing now Ketu is Yogarak and you are wearing cat's eye. Despite that, Ketu does not give affliction in the chart. The other version is Ketu does not give affliction in the chart. When it does not give affliction in the chart, it won't make any problem at all. It will be silent. Neither it will give plus, neither minus. It will be neutral during its Antardasha, isn't it? But if affliction is there, there will be these problems during the Antardasha of Ketu. Now, if you are saying that Ketu is Yogarak, it's placed in one of the Kendra houses, and it will give good results. Don't expect such things, because most of the natives wearing cat's eye, they will definitely face problems in their marital life. Definitely, there is no doubt. So don't put cat's eye in any such instance when it's placed in uh, any of the houses, because recommending cat's eye is a very difficult job. It creates disturbances, both hazonite and cat's eye. These create problem in the native, in the life of the natives, isn't it? So you should never wear cat's eye when Ketu is placed in seventh house, because it will create problems in any house you are wearing cat's eye, because cat's eye recommended in exceptional cases. In exceptional cases, we can't recommend cat's eye that it's yogarak. This is just a nonsense. And this is what why people have developed the hatred has developed in the hearts of the people for astrology, because the approach we have used in astrology is wrong, completely wrong. So these are the major issues that one has to take care of where dealing with the placement of Ketu in the seventh house in case of Cancer ascendant. Now let us deal with the Leo ascendant chart. So far as Leo ascendant chart is concerned, Mars is benefic planet. For Mars should be utterly strong in the chart. Saturn should be utterly strong, and Venus should be utterly strong in order to get safeguard from the effects of Ketu. Now there are two cases. One is if Ketu afflicts its house of placement, it gives affliction in the chart. Other is that it does not give any affliction in the chart. Now it becomes a cause of concern when Ketu starts giving affliction in the chart, and the planets concerned, they are weak, they are utterly weak, and they are unable to safeguard the significations of the of themselves of themselves rather, and the significations of the houses whom they rule. So this is the basic rule that has to be taken into consideration. Now, as I said, that Ketu is a planet of general malefic nature. Don't expect anything positive out of such entity which is malefic itself, a blind planet, a headless planet. So it can do anything. What you don't expect, it can do that. What you expect, it won't do that, isn't it? So when Ketu afflicts its placement, its house of placement in the seventh house, it leads to issues in the marital life. There are problems, and one faces separation from the life partner, and one is unable to succeed in partnerships of any nature. There are also issues with respect to foreign settlement, especially when the ninth house lord is also weak, 12th house lord is also weak, and there is either affliction to ninth house or 12th house as well. And in case Saturn is utterly weak in the chart, there will be maximum issues faced in the marital life. In case of male ascendant native, if Saturn is weak, Venus is weak, and Ketu gives affliction to the chart, there will be marital issues in the life of the native. One won't be able to succeed in marital relationships. He will face separation from the life partner. But if Venus is utterly strong in the chart, Saturn is utterly strong in the chart, and there is no affliction to either seventh house, and there is no affliction to the second house, and there is no affliction to the Lagna itself, and the Lagna Lord is quite strong. Under these conditions, there will be no problem to marital life. The marital life will go smooth despite the affliction of Ketu. And this is what astrology is. In case of female ascendant Leo, if Jupiter is utterly strong in the chart, Saturn is utterly strong in the chart, the marital life of female Leo, that will be quite smooth despite the affliction of Ketu to the seventh house, because it will safeguard the significations of the concerned houses of the respective houses and the significations of the marriage, isn't it? So these are the main points that one has taken into consideration while dealing with Ketu in seventh house. At the second instance, there will be losses, there will be issues with respect to income, there will be issues with respect to friends, there will be issues with respect to elder siblings, there will be issues with respect to source of income, and there will be issues with respect to left arm if Mercury is utterly weak in the chart, isn't it? Now at the third instance, what will have that it will lead the person being introvert. The person will become introvert, and he will face detachment from the people, especially when Lagna Lord is quite weak in the chart and Ketu afflicts the Lagna, isn't it? Now one will face also financial losses, especially when Venus is utterly weak in the chart. Financial losses will be there. The ventures will result in waste, isn't it? But if Venus is utterly strong in the chart, the financial losses won't be to such an extent despite the affliction of Ketu in the chart. Now the other case is when there is no affliction of Ketu, nothing will happen. All things will remain quite silent. Ketu won't create any mess in the chart in case it does not afflict, but it afflicts and it will create all these problems during the Antardasha of Ketu, and in fact beyond that also, because the impact is long lived when it afflicts its house of placement, and when it does not afflict, it does not create any problem. And one has to take care of this issue that if one is wearing cat's eye and facing issues in the marital life, they are all due to cat's eye, because as I said that this is the planet of general malefic nature. Don't expect anything beneficial. So if you are using cat's eye gemstone, you are you are welcoming the problems in your life, especially in the marital life. So you will face also losses in income. You'll face losses in the business ventures as well if you use cat's eye being Leo ascendant, isn't it? So these are the main points. What could be done? You can't remove Ketu from 7th house. What you can do, you can remove the malefic influence of Ketu, and this is what comprises the school of astrology, isn't it? So this is what about Leo ascendant. Now let us move to the Virgo ascendant chart. And Mars is considered to be the most malefic planet for Virgo ascendant Ketu. With Ketu in the 7th house, it is it's a problem. It is the biggest problem. So if Ketu afflicts its house of placement in the chart, it creates mess. What it leads to, as I said, that Ketu is a planet of general malefic nature. One can't expect anything positive out of Ketu, isn't it? At the first instance, there are two cases. One case is that if Ketu gives affliction in the chart. Other cases is if Ketu does not give any affliction in the chart. In case it gives affliction in the chart, it will lead to problems in the marital life. One will face separation from life partner. One won't be able to succeed in partnerships of any nature. There will also be issues with respect to foreign settlement, especially when 9th house lord and 12th house lords are utterly weak, or there are either afflictions to 9th house or 12th house as well, and 7th house is also afflicted. So under such cases, what will happen? There will be disturbance in marital life, will be unstable. One will face separation from life partner, and partnership won't be successful in any business, in any field, isn't it? So it will also lead to loss of income, isn't it? Will also lead to issues with the friends, issues with elder siblings, isn't it? One won't be able to fulfill his desires and wishes. But if moon is utterly strong in the chart, these issues won't be there, like that of income and like that of friends, elder siblings, and wishes and desires, isn't it? They won't be to such an extent. And if Lagna is weak, utterly weak, Netu will face headaches. Netu will be introvert, and he will remain mentally disturbed, and the Netu will also face detachment from the people if Mercury is utterly weak in the chart. But if Mercury is utterly strong in the chart, these issues won't be seen to such an extent. There will also be financial losses. One will be unable to take initiatives in life, isn't it? There will be issues with younger siblings as well, financial loss, because the ventures will result in waste. So under such circumstances, what could be done? The strengthening measures of the said planets, required planet, that should be undertaken. And the remedy for Ketu, that remedies for the malefics are there, that should be followed for Ketu. You can't remove Ketu from 7th house. What you can do, you can do the remedies in order to avoid the malefic influence of Ketu from your chart. And this is what comprises the scope of astrology. This is what comprises the school of astrology. And in other case, when Ketu does not give any affliction in the chart, it won't create any problem during its Antardasha. But when affliction is there, it will create a mess during its Antardasha, isn't it? The problems that I have, there will be issues in the urinary system as well, issues in the spinal cord as well if Sun is also weak, issues in the lumbar region as well if Venus is also weak, and there will be headaches if Mercury is also weak. There will be issues in the left arm, especially when Mercury is utterly weak. There will be issues in the shoulders as well if Mercury and Jupiter are also weak in the chart. So these are the problems due to Ketu, and Ketu afflicts its house of placement and the house is concerned medical grounds rather. So remedies, I said, what should be the remedy? Virgos mostly face health instabilities, although they are quite pure and hard. Do subscribe the channel, hit the bell icon in order to get notified for the upcoming videos. Now Libra ascendant chart, for the Libra ascendant chart, I will request, in order to enjoy the content of Vedic astrology and to increase your knowledge on the major topics of Vedic astrology, do subscribe the channel, hit the bell icon, because you are Libra ascendant. I expect that you will hit the bell icon and you will also subscribe to the channel, isn't it? Now in case of Libra ascendant, Mars is a benefic planet, one of the most important planets. Mars should be strong in order to enjoy good marital life, smooth marital life. Mars should be strong in the chart. Now, as I said, that there are two versions of Ketu, either when Ketu gives affliction in the chart, either when Ketu does not give any affliction in the chart. In case Ketu afflicts the chart, it starts giving affliction in the chart, that becomes a cause of concern for the native, isn't it? Now, as I said, that Ketu is a planet of general malefic nature. One can't expect anything positive out of it, isn't it? So when Ketu gives affliction in the 7th house, it leads to marital issues. One faces separation from life partner, and one is unable to succeed in partnership of any nature. There are also issues with respect to foreign settlement as well, especially when 9th house lord and 12th house lord are weak, and there is either affliction to 12th house or 9th house as well, and 7th house itself is afflicted, isn't it? So these are the major issues one has to face at the first instance from the affliction of Ketu. Secondly, one faces loss of desires is there. One is unable to meet little wishes and desires in life. One is unable to gain income. The gains and incomes is also a challenge. One faces issues with the friends. One faces issues with the elder siblings. One faces issues in left arm as well, if Mercury is utterly weak in the chart. But if Sun is utterly strong in the chart, there will be a little effect of Ketu in such aspects of life. Now thirdly, Ketu makes a person introvert, a highly introvert, when it afflicts its placement, its house of placement in the 7th house. Also person faces detachment from the people. One is disturbed and nothing comes in the hands of the native, so mentally he remains disturbed, but it will be quite the effect of Ketu on the personality will be quite low if Venus is utterly strong in the chart, isn't it? Venus is utterly strong in the chart. In such cases, it will safeguard the significations of the first house. Now person also faces, the native also faces financial losses, because the ventures, they result in waste. The ventures he set up that result in waste, especially when Jupiter is utterly weak in the chart. These problems will be there. But if Jupiter is weak in the chart, these problems won't be there, isn't it? It will have little effect on the business ventures and initiatives and decision taking in life. Now if it is a male ascendant chart, the issues in marital life will be low in case Venus is utterly strong in the chart. And in case of female ascendant, if Jupiter is utterly strong in the chart, marital life will go smoothly, isn't it? So these are the aspects, different aspects and different things that one has to take into consideration while dealing with Ketu in the 7th house in case of Libra ascendant. And in case Ketu does not give any affliction in the chart, it won't create any problem during its Antardasha, or out of that it won't create any problem, no problem at all. But it becomes a cause of concern only when it gives affliction in the chart, isn't it? So these are the major issues. What you can do, you can't remove Ketu from Lagna. What you can do, you can remove the malefic influence of Ketu, and this is what comprises the scope of astrology, isn't it? Now let us move to Scorpio ascendant. Yeah, Scorpio ascendant, subscribe the channel, hit the bell icon in order to get notified for the upcoming videos that will be interesting. All the zodiac signs ascendants from Aries to the Pisces, they will be included, isn't it? They will be discussed, the different topics, the different placements, different conjunctions, all will be discussed with respect to each ascendant from Aries till to the Pisces. So I expect from each viewer to subscribe the channel, to hit the bell icon in order to get notified for the upcoming videos. And it's your duty to do that, and it's my right to upload the content to make you aware about the most important topics in Vedic astrology. Now Ketu gets exalted in this sign, this is one point, and Ketu gives good results under exceptional cases in case of Scorpio ascendant. As I said, Ketu is a planet of general malefic nature. One can't expect anything positive. Now under certain exceptional conditions, exceptional cases, one face one one gains positive things, some positive things out of Ketu. But those are the exceptional conditions and exceptional cases. Usually one faces problems with Ketu when there are two cases. One is that if Ketu gives affliction in the chart, other is that if Ketu does not give any affliction in the chart. In case Ketu starts giving affliction in the chart, it becomes a cause of concern for the native. Now here Ketu gets debilitated in Taurus. Debilitated Ketu creates mess in the chart when it afflicts its house of placement and the houses it aspects. At the first instances, it leads to marital problems. One faces separation from life partner. One is unable to succeed in all partnerships of life. Partnerships of any type, one is unable to succeed in them. One is also unable to settle in the foreign, because if especially if 9th house lord is also weak, 12th house lord is also weak, or either there is affliction to 9th house or 12th house as well. So these are the major issues that one has to face while dealing with Ketu in 7th house. But if Jupiter is utterly strong in the chart, in case of male Scorpio ascendant, isn't it, if Venus is utterly strong in the chart, then marital life will be smooth despite the affliction of Ketu to the 7th house. In case of female Scorpio ascendant, if Jupiter is utterly strong in the chart and there is no affliction to the 2nd house as well, the marital life will go smooth despite the affliction of Ketu to the 7th house. So these are the major things, major points that one has to take into consideration. Now secondly, one will be unable to fulfill the wishes and desires. One will have issues with elder siblings, one have issues with friends, there will be issues with source of income and gains also, especially when Mercury is utterly weak in the chart. But if Mercury is strong, it will safeguard the significations of the 11th house, isn't it? Thirdly, it will make person introvert. The person will be mentally disturbed, isn't it? He will face detachment from the people. So fourthly, it will lead to financial losses because the business ventures that will result in waste, complete waste, in case Ketu gives affliction in the 7th house. So these are the major points that one has to take into consideration while Ketu afflicts its house of placement. All this will happen especially during the Antardasha of Ketu. In case Ketu does not give any affliction in the chart, these issues won't be there. Ketu won't create any problem in the chart. As I said, that affliction becomes a cause of concern in every chart. Affliction of a malefic planet, it becomes a cause of concern. One is unable to understand what is happening. Now what could be done? As I said that Ketu is Yoga Karak, don't do that. This is Yoga Karak, then one will put cat's eye. If you put cat's eye, it will lead to marital issues, isn't it? It won't be proper because it's recommended in exceptional cases. Cat's eye is recommended in the exceptional cases that one is unable to understand on usual basis. So these are the major issues one has to face during the Antardasha of Ketu. And when Ketu is placed in the 7th house, what you can do, you can't remove Ketu from 7th house, but you can remove the malefic influence of Ketu, and this is what comprises the scope of astrology, isn't it? Now Sagittarius ascendant, do subscribe the channel. Oh Sagittarius ascendant, hit the bell icon in order to get notified for the upcoming videos. Ketu in the 7th house, it gives two types of things are there. One, when Ketu gives affliction in the chart. Other, when Ketu does not give any affliction in the chart. In case Ketu gives affliction in the chart, it becomes a cause of concern for the native. There will be marital issues with respect to marital life. One will face separation from life partner. There will be failure in partnerships of all nature. One won't be able to settle in the foreign land, isn't it? Especially when the 9th house lord is also weak, 12th house is also weak, and there is affliction to 9th house or 12th house as well. So under these circumstances, these issues will be there, isn't it? Now there will also be issues with respect to desires and wishes. There will be issues with respect to friends and elder siblings. There will be issues with respect to income and gains also, if Venus is utterly weak in the chart. If Venus is strong, that there will be little effect on these issues. Now a person will also face mental disturbance, being detached, if Jupiter is utterly weak in the chart. But Ketu will make a person introvert with this placement. And there will be financial loss as well, because if Saturn is also weak in the chart, the ventures will result in waste. But if there is no affliction in the chart, there will be no issue like this. So what could be done? Don't put cat's eye in the in your finger, because it will lead to marital issues. What could be done? You can't remove Ketu from 7th house, but you can do remedies for Ketu, isn't it? You can do consistent remedies for the Ketu in order to remove the malefic influence of Ketu. In case of male natives, if Venus is utterly strong despite the affliction of, and Jupiter is also strong in the chart, being the Lagna lord, and marital issues with the native, that will be quite little, isn't it? Marital life will go smooth despite the affliction of Ketu in the chart. And if the in case of female ascendant, if Jupiter is utterly strong in the chart and there is no affliction to the 2nd house as well, the native will enjoy smooth marital life despite the affliction of Ketu to the 7th house. So these are the major issues one has to face, one has to keep into consideration while dealing with Ketu in 7th house in case of Sagittarius ascendant. Now Capricorn ascendant, do subscribe the channel, hit the bell icon in order to get notified for the upcoming videos. Ketu creates problem when it afflicts, gives affliction in the chart. When it does not give any affliction in the chart, there will be no problem during the Antardarsha of Ketu. When Ketu afflicts its house of placement in the 7th house, it leads to separation from life partner. One is unable to succeed in partnerships of all nature in life, isn't it? Now one is also unable to settle abroad if 9th house lord is also weak, 12th house lord is also weak, or there is affliction either to 9th house, either to 12th house, and 7th house itself afflicted. Under such circumstances, these problems will be there. But if moon is utterly strong in the chart, marital life will go smooth. If Venus is also strong in the chart, marital life will go smooth. If Jupiter is also strong in the chart, marital life will go smooth, especially in case of female Capricorn ascendant. So these are the major issues one have to face with the affliction of Ketu in the 7th house. One will also face lack of desires, and one will be unable to fulfill desires. There will be issues with elder siblings, there will be issues with friends, there will be issues with the source of income and gains as well. And at the third instance, it will make the native introvert, isn't it? One will feel detached, mentally disturbed, especially when Saturn is utterly weak in the chart. So one will also face losses, financial losses, the ventures that will result in waste when Ketu is placed in the 7th house and it afflicts its house of placement. Now what could be done? You can't remove Ketu from 7th house. What you can do, you can remove the malefic influence of Ketu, and that is possible with the consistent remedies, isn't it? Mars should also be so strong in the chart, that will control the Ketu indirectly. Jupiter should also be so strong, but you can't strengthen it because it's not recommended to strengthen Jupiter in this case. Now these are the major issues that one has to take into consideration while dealing with Ketu in 7th house, and all these issues will be faced by the nature during the Antardasha of Ketu. But if Ketu does not afflict in the chart, there will be no issue. Even when there is Antardasha of Ketu, one won't face any problem out of Ketu Antardasha, isn't it? Because it does not give any affliction in the chart. So these are the major points that one has to take into consideration while dealing with Ketu in 7th house in case of Capricorn ascendant. Do subscribe the channel. Aquarius ascendant, one of the ascendants highly interested in astrology, and one of the ascendants being different, being unique, and being the role models of justice, who believe in justice, complete justice. And Aquarius ascendant, I hope that you will subscribe the channel. You have to subscribe the channel, hit the bell icon in order to get notified for the upcoming videos. With this placement, as I explained, that this Ketu is a planet of general malefic nature. One can't expect anything positive out of it, isn't it? There are two cases. One is when Ketu gives affliction in the chart. Other is that when there is no affliction from Ketu. When Ketu gives affliction in the chart, it becomes a cause of concern for the native. Firstly, it will cause issues in the marital life. One will face separation from life partner. One will be unable to succeed. In partnerships of any nature, and one will be unable to settle abroad, especially when 9th house lord is weak, 12th house lord is weak, or either there is affliction to 9th house or 12th house. Under these circumstances, one will not be able to settle abroad, isn't it? So these are the major issues that one has to face. If sun is utterly weak in the chart, so these problems will still worsen, isn't it? These add fuel to the fire of these problems due to Ketu. Now these will be the major issues when Ketu is placed in 7th house in case of Aquarius ascendants. Sun should be strong, Mars should be strong, Jupiter should be strong, and even Saturn should be strong. in order that one gets safeguarded from the affliction of Ketu in the 7th house. But if Ketu does not afflict 7th house at all, there will be no issues during the Antardasha of Ketu. So these are the major points that one has to take into consideration while dealing with Ketu in 7th house. Now this is the Pisces ascendant chart with Ketu in 7th house. What will be the effects? The effects will be that one will be unable to maintain instability in marital life. There will be issues, multiple issues in the life of the native. There are two cases. One case is when Ketu gives affliction in the chart. Other cases when Ketu does not give any affliction in the chart. In case Ketu starts giving affliction in the chart, the issues set in, and it becomes a cause of concern for the native when Ketu gives affliction in the chart. Pisces ascendant, you are quite gentleman, and you should subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon in order to get notified for the upcoming videos. So it's your duty to do so. Now, if Ketu afflicts its house of placement in the 7th house, it will lead to issues in marital life. One will face strange separation from life partner, and one won't be able to succeed in partnerships of any nature. One will unable to settle abroad, especially when the 9th house lord is weak, 12th house lord is weak. Either there is affliction to 9th house and 12th house as well, and the ascendant lord should be strong in this case also. At the second instance, what will be that secondly, native won't be able to fulfill the desires and wishes. One will have issues with respect to elder siblings. One will have issues with friends as well. There will be issues in the left arm as well. There will be issues in the urinary tract as well, isn't it? So, and thirdly, this will make person quite introvert. One will face detachment from the people, isn't it? Mentally disturbed. Fourthly, it will lead to financial losses, and the ventures will be wasteful. One will settle, one will indulge in ventures, but such ventures will result in waste. Due to that, there will be financial loss. Now, if in case Mercury is strong in the chart, Venus is strong in the chart, Jupiter is strong in the chart, the marital life will go smooth despite this affliction of Ketu. Now, most of the astrologers say that Ketu is Yoga in this placement in the 7th house, but that is not applied now, because that does not give good results. If you are wearing cat's eye, you will have issues in your marital life. You won't be able to understand what is happening, but that's due to cat's eye that you are using. So I recommend in exceptional cases, we recommend where we see that there is a dire need to recommend cat's eye. Those are exceptional cases, but usually we have to avoid such cases, isn't it? So these are the major points one has to. One can't remove Ketu from 7th house. What we can do, we can remove the malefic influence of Ketu, and this is what comprises the school of astrology, isn't it? Astrology scope is defined in this way. So in case there is no affliction of Ketu to the 7th house, or there is no affliction in the chart, one faces nothing, no issue is being faced by the nature during the Antardasha of Ketu. And the cause of concern is only defined in case of affliction of Ketu to the chart. So these are the major points that one has to take into consideration while dealing with Ketu in 7th house. Do subscribe to the channel, share these videos as much as possible to those who are interested in Vedic astrology and the info on Vedic astrology. Do subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon. Bye bye.